only my opinion. Coffee milk.
Welcome, people. Welcome to the show. This is Coffee Milk. My name is Clayon. Someone does something like bad to us. Do we ever necessarily forgive them? Do we see them beyond the bad thing that they did? Do we allow them to evolve? I don't know. I don't think we do. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, right? Because we have to study patterns in humans for us to learn anything about someone. You can't just get new information and then sort of ignore it. So I understand holding on to a traumatic experience or holding on to the idea of an individual based upon a terrible thing that they did to you. I get that. But what I don't get is the same thing that we continuously do. Why don't we allow people to grow up? Miley Cyrus had a hard time climbing out of that "you only see me as a child" image, and many others have tried to do that and have failed and succeed. But it's always an issue when a person that we saw when they were young, when they decide that I'm either an adult male or I'm an adult female and I want to be all of who I am. For some reason, we have a hard time with that transition. Maybe it's that we don't see them on a day-to-day basis, like we don't get to see them learn new things and evolve and get to be that different person. We just saw we see them as the characters that they play. And then years pass, and then we see this brand new version of who they are, who they have evolved into. Right now, the person that we're focused on is this young woman named Camille Winbush, I believe her name is. Maybe. I'm very terrible with names, so please don't get on me if I get the name wrong. And I literally actually haven't seen her in anything since the Bernie Mac show. But she revealed a new part of herself. So she started an OnlyFans page. I don't know if she has any nudity on it, but who cares? She is showing some TNA. Nothing wrong with that. I don't see any issues with showing TNA, but Americans, or people in general, not just Americans, people in general have a hard time with this new person. For some reason, they can't see beyond her being a child or being a child actor. So I personally loved her comeback. She had a comeback for, I guess, all the haters and all the naysayers that had something to say about her page. She said, "I made the mistake of reading the comments about my fans' announcement. Overall, the majority were supportive, and I appreciate that. I really do. But I'm human, and of course, the ones that stick out to me were the negatives. So let me be clear. I'm not broke or desperate for money. Bernie, God rest his soul, is not turning over in his grave. Stop saying that, even if it's meant as a joke. It is far from funny. I do not need to call Tyler Perry for a job. I'm not spending thousands of dollars on school to get a degree so that I can get a, quote, real job, whatever that means. I will not now or ever be doing porn. YouTube does not equal to automatic payday. Working in Hollywood has never been my end goal. Hell, to not have to work at all is my goal. I made an OF because I wanted to, not out of necessity. I used to make life choices based on what people would think of me. And I'm aware I still look young, but I will literally be 31 years old in 7 days. And I have to start living for me. If you don't like my choices, thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Good night." I feel like that was a boss-ass way to answer the naysayers. I find it funny that we as individuals, we wouldn't want people to judge our every move like this. A lot of us keep a lot of these moves under wraps, right? Because we don't want people to judge us. Yet, that would be the same person who decides to judge someone else. To own your sexuality is amazing. For the people who have to hide That must be a terrible existence. If you have to hide part of who you are to make others happy, then you're truly never going to be happy as a whole. The fact that you guys bring up like Bernie Mac as if that's her dad, if anything, that's her mentor, that's a co-worker, that's someone she worked with. He does not dictate or should not dictate what she does in her life. So the joke about how Bernie is rolling around in his grave, that doesn't even matter. What does that have to do with her, a woman that's living and trying to enjoy and embrace and take life for what it is? I think it's amazing that she has decided to embrace her sexuality and live for herself, right? Live and do the things that she wants to do, right? The things that bring her the most joy. I feel like that's the way everyone should be living their life. Fuck what everyone else thinks. Just do what you want. And like, I do this podcast every week. Nobody listens, but I do it because I like to. I enjoy it. So I think people are always going to have something to say. So what? Are you happy? I have a quick thought. I have a quick question anyways. Why do we consider holding people accountable cancel culture? So the father of Michael Brown is demanding $20 million from Black Lives Matter. This request comes after the organization revealed it raised over $90 million last year. Russell also noted that Brown has only received $500 from the groups affiliated with Black Lives Matter. So he only received $500, I guess, from the group, and he's demanding $20 million. I do understand that $90 million is a lot of money. $20 million seems like a lot to me. Unless he has an organization of his own that he has opened and is but I do see some. Yeah, I feel like maybe they need to be more trans. What is the word? Why are no words coming to my lips right now? I want to say translucent, but it's not. So I do think that the Black Lives Matter organization should probably be more open with their books, just so that we can see where the money is going. I do think that maybe the families that have been affected by police brutality should receive money from that organization to help them in their everyday life. 20 million seems like a lot. So I'm interested in seeing where the story goes, because I understand it from his perspective. $500 is not a lot, and seeing an organization that is getting a lot of money off the death of his son, and he's not seen any of that. So I do understand the concern, but also Black Lives Matter is an organization, and they do need some of that money to pay people who are part of the organization, and probably to create different programs. So I don't know. You might not agree. It's cool. I'm one of a kind. Trying to move forward, so I gotta be progressive. Gotta make sure everything I say is selective. It's only my opinion. Coffee